Talking about curves, well, I knew a boy that had such a good curveball, every time he threw it up the plate, he got homesick. Baseball's great, though. I like it, and every spring I start right out with a game, but going down south to get in on some of them exhibition games. Last spring I got down there in the hills of Tennessee visiting one of my friends. He was one of them great ball players in his own right, a low ball hitter and a high ball drinker. But we did get to do a little driving around, and we come up on to where a ball game was going on, so I pulled off the side of the road, got out of the car, walked over to the left field fence and hollered over to the left fielder. I says, "Hey, buddy," I said, "what's the score over there?" He said, 44-0. I said, "Man," I said, "you guys are getting beat kind of bad, ain't you?" He said, "Why, heck no." He said, "We ain't even been into bat yet." The game was getting kind of long, so we thought we'd better get on to the next town to do a little sleeping. We got in a small town down there. In fact, everything in it was small. The room they give us in the hotel was so small the rats were hunchbacked. But it did have that baseball atmosphere. In fact, in those parts, it was known as a baseball hotel. Why, it had a pitcher on every dresser and a catcher under every bed. We got a good night's sleep, and we got up sort of early the next morning to get started. Kept on driving till we got somewheres down, and I believe it was Florida, and we saw one of them real spring training exhibition games that going on. It was a game that was going on between the Kansas City Athletics and the New York Yankees. And I had no more than got a seat when a fellow sitting right down to the right of me looked back and says, "Say, boy," he said, "you sure do look like a Yankee fan to me." I said, "No," I said, "you're wrong. Back where I'm from, I'm more known of as an athletic supporter." But the fellow that really tickled me was this inebriated fellow sitting right down to the left of me. Why, he was jumping up and down and stomping his feet and yelling at the umpire to no end. In fact, he was riding the umpire so bad, a fellow walked up and handed him a saddle. But about the fifth inning, the umpire got on his nerves so bad, he jumped right out of his seat, walked down to home plate, looked the umpire right in the face and says, "Buddy," he said, "you're blind as a bat." Well, the umpire just grabbed him back by the arm and walked him back up into the stands. Everything went along fine till about the eighth inning when this inebriated fellow just started into laughing and laughing and laughing. He couldn't stop. The umpire called time, walked back up the stand and says, "Look, buddy," he said, "you've been heckling me all game long." He said, "Now you sit right there and laugh in my face." The old fella staggered a bit, looked up the umpire with a big grin, and he says, "Well, the reason I'm laughing, umpire, is because I'm a lot better off than you are. Tomorrow I'm going to be sober, but you're still going to be blind."